Hey, and welcome back to episode 4 of the Black History Challenge. I'm the faerie-tempest, and I actually have a lot to update you on. So, I have been playing a little bit off screen so that we can sort of have a little bit more progression in each episode, and I have good news and bad news. Bad news first is that unfortunately Mama May passed away. So Benjamin, because he's been interacting so much with the chickens, caught the fowl flu, which is an illness that the Sims can catch with that chicken coop mod. And I had tried to prevent him from interacting with other members of the family because it is something that's contagious. Unfortunately, May did have a conversation with him and caught the fowl flu, and when I rolled the dice for her, she rolled a 1, which meant that she did not survive getting the fowl flu. And needless to say, Benjamin is devastated, and Rose was also very upset. That is the bad news. And Mama May will be very, very missed. But unfortunately, these things happen. Good news is that Rose got pregnant again, and now we have a little baby girl named Alma. Alma Coates was born in the winter of 1872, according to the, aging that I have set up. Thank you to everybody who suggested names. The name Alma came from Molly or Bertha in the comments, so thank you so much. According to BehindTheName.com, it's most likely inspired by a Latin word which means nourishing, and it also coincides with the Spanish word that means soul. And since we sort of have a circle of life thing going, I thought that it was fitting to name the new baby girl Alma. And that is at least the good news. So we have a new little family member. A little bit of housekeeping too. So I had to remove the Get to Church mod by Pimp My Sims because it's currently outdated. But in the meantime, I'm gonna play around with the idea of maybe having a family gathering holiday. We also had to re-sow the field because the corn and peanuts weren't actually producing anything, and I realized that was a bit of a me error. Not anything wrong with those mods, I don't think, but we're gonna jump in and I'll show you everything that I'm talking about. So let's go. All right, so it's 6 a.m. on Saturday morning, which means we are currently in the spring of 1873. I'm going to try to keep the season and year on the bottom of the screen so that you always know sort of where we're at. As you can see, our house, or at least the living part of the house, bedroom part of the house, has changed a little bit. We no longer have May's bed in the corner since she has passed away, but we do have a little toddler bed for Benjamin Jr., who has aged up since the last time I uploaded. So he is now about 1.5 years old, and this quilt is actually the same pattern as the quilt that was on May's bed. So Rose and Benjamin sort of cut it down and used it on Benjamin Jr.'s bed, so that we have a little reminder of May with us in the house. This is Alma. She is she's not very happy right now. She needs a diaper change and probably needs to be fed. But this is the newest Coates family member. She was born in the winter of 1872, and I think we're gonna try to pump the brakes on the number of children for right now, just because we don't have a lot of space, we don't have a lot of funds, and I want to make sure that everything goes well with the with the harvest with the crops this time around. So we're gonna hold off on more children for Benjamin and Rose so that we can sort of get their house in order. And so this is where May currently is. Her gravestone is here in the field. And then as you can see, our garden, our field has been changed around. We had to re-sow it because the corn was not producing. So we have some work to do in the garden to make sure everything's in order. So all right, Rose, I'm going to have you wake up and change that dirty diaper, please. Because your child needs some assistance. Benjamin, I think I'm going to have you wake up and get the work started in the garden. Benjamin he's really having a tough time. His mother was... Oh, no, we don't see it. We do not perceive it. No bottle feeding. Yeah, so May, I mean, he is the youngest in his family, and after his father was separated, I've mentioned this a couple times, he really took it upon himself to sort of take care of May and make sure that she didn't sink into her dark moods, when she would kind of withdraw and want to be by herself and not want to do any work. He really put all that he had into making sure that she felt okay. And it's always hard to lose any family member, any friend, any person close to you, but this is definitely... Yeah, this is going to affect Benjamin for a long time because he and his mother were very close. So, oh my God, water with tears. No, we're not going to do that. That's too sad. I can't. Rose, it's kind of weird that Rose is, as you can see, not feeling too broken up. So she did cry when May died, and she was sad for a couple days, but I don't know. I want to rationalize it, right? Because I don't think that she's happy that May's gone. I think that maybe she just didn't know her for as long. Like, she knew that she was important to Benjamin, and she did get along with her. They got along very well, but I think she just wasn't as close to May. And also, she's preoccupied with her baby, with Alma, and now Benjamin Jr. is a toddler, and he needs a lot of attention and love, as all little kids do. So that's how that's how I'm rationalizing this, so that maybe Rose doesn't seem like she's a little bit callous, because she really does have like a very big heart, and she's someone who I don't think that she's glad that May is gone. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. Oh, here he is. The little man of the house is awake. Here's Mr. Benjamin Jr. making his way. So as you can see, he is also sad from losing a grandparent. Yeah, he's having a tough time with it too. I think it's one of those things where when someone close to you dies, you just, maybe he's like picking up on the sadness that's in the house. But here we have Rose. She's going to make him feel better with a little bit of playtime. This is actually one of my favorite animations. I love this animation. Yeah. So you can see Rose really, she puts her all into her children, and I think she puts her all into her family, which is sort of why she is having, I think, a little bit of an easier time with this than maybe Benjamin is. So this man seems to be up to mischief right now. What are you up to? Are you scared of the garbage can? Oh no, you're gonna play in the garbage can. Oh, okay. Yeah, it wasn't as fun as you thought it was gonna be, did it? So Benjamin is having his very first bath. And we're just gonna pretend that that's a wooden ducky that he's got in there. Odie is wondering what the heck is going on. And and he did not want to get into the bath at first. When Rose went to go get him for the bath, he was very upset. He did not want to do it at all. He is also very tired. Yes, it is time for him to be put to bed. So we're gonna put him to bed, and then we're gonna look at tomorrow, Sunday. We don't have any holidays or anything coming up. So I think what I'm going to do is have a family gathering to commemorate May, and sort of have the family get together and have a memorial for her, essentially. Benjamin, you are hungry, and I know that you're feeling bad, but come get something to eat. Ooh, Rose is not in a good mood right now. She's just having a tough day. She's had a disobedient toddler. The house is a mess, and she got splashed while bathing Benjamin Jr. So it's typical day in the life of a mom, but still not always fun. All right, here we are, Sunday. It is the summer of 1873, technically, according to our aging, and it is the first day of fall in the game. So we have May's memorial today. Rose is comforting Alma because she needed some one-on-one with Mama. You can grab a serving after Alma's all set. Benjamin is also going to need to grab a serving, and Ben Jr. will also need to grab a serving. So everybody will be taken care of. Everyone's needs will be taken care of. We'll get the work done with our crops, and then I think we'll invite everybody over. I should have a mod installed. Oh, we got a cranky baby again. So I should have a mod installed that increases the amount of time each event goes, and should also let me invite whomever, which is real good. So we can just, I think it'll allow us to have just like as many people as we want in terms of Ben's family, because it is a pretty big family. And then this will be good, so Ben Jr. can meet some of his cousins, hopefully. Why aren't you eating, sweetie? Eat the salad, please. And then, oh, she has a dirty diaper. If you could take care of that, Rose, please.
Ben Jr. He's still sad from losing his grandma, but he's also well rested. Well, that's good. Good night's sleep is always very important. All right, Rose, I'm gonna have you cut breakfast short because Alma really needs your attention. And then I think you should also potty train Benjamin Jr. And Ben. Ah! Yay! Okay. So finally we have some crops to sell and actually make their living. So his... Oh my god, really? Is it gonna be all of them? Oh no, okay. This sweet corn plant is by Brazen Lotus, and they put in that it attracts mice. So if it gets dry or if it needs to be weeded, there will be mice that run around and will actually eat some of the harvest if you don't get to the plant fast enough, which I actually love. Oh, yep, here they are. It is annoying that they eat some of your harvest, but it is realistic. This is a real issue that farmers would have had to deal with. Yep. Yeah, I know. It sucks, doesn't it? Ben Jr. is rocking it on the potty. He's already level 2 of the potty skill. Way to go, Ben Jr. Love that. Let's check back in with Ben. How about that? Oh, River, are you helping? Thanks, baby girl. Appreciate you. Oh, here's our fairy. That is beautiful. That is a true, New Orleans style fairy. That is real nice. Oh, Benjamin, you actually are not done. I do have more things that you need to... Actually, I'll let Rose harvest those because I think I want her to learn the what is it called? Not wellness. It's not cooking. Herbalism. I want her to learn the herbalism skill. Okay, so we are feeding the baby. You're gonna need to use some elbow grease on that potty, and then bye fairy. And then I think once all of that is taken care of, we should be able to... Oh, thank you. I didn't even see that, Rose. Thank you. Once that is taken care of, I think we can get the family over here. Alright, so I've decided to have a house party after all, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to invite all the people that I wanted to invite. So, alright, so guests are starting to arrive. Oh boy, this is Minnie. This is the eldest in the Coates family. Who else do we have coming in? We've got Joseph Fisher, that's Benjamin's older brother. That's his brother-in-law. William Jr. is the firstborn son. Here we have Adeline Fraser, who's the wife of the Reverend, who's going to be coming. Lewis Coates, that is one of Benjamin's older brothers, younger than William Jr. And, oh my goodness, so many cousins. Oh, and then here we have Reverend Garrison Fraser. So I wanted to do a little bit of a spotlight on him. The Reverend Fraser is based on a real-life African-American clergyman and leader in Georgia. He was a Baptist minister who was enslaved for 60 years until 1857, and in 1865, on January 12th, he was chosen to speak on behalf of a group of 20 black clergymen in a meeting with General Sherman and the Secretary of War, Edwin Stanton. So this was when the Civil War was roughly coming to a close, and General Sherman was trying to determine how, essentially, what would be the best way for freed men and women to live after emancipation. He calls this meeting with 20 black leaders in Savannah, Georgia, and Reverend Fraser is their spokesman. And one of the questions that he was asked during this conference was, what manner do you think you and the freedmen can take care of themselves? And sort of what is the best way for you to live after all of this is over? And Reverend Fraser's answer was, the best way we can take care of ourselves is to have land, turn it and till it by our own labor, and we can soon maintain ourselves and have something to spare. We want to be placed on land until we are able to buy it and make it our own. And 4 days later, on January 16th, 1865, General Sherman issues Special Order 15, which is 40 acres and a mule. So the Union Army confiscated 400,000 acres of land along a coastal area that went from Charlottetown, South Carolina, to North Florida, and they redistributed it to individual slaves in 40-acre segments. Now, as you may or may not know, after Lincoln's assassination, Andrew Johnson became president, and he immediately revoked that special order. But this was a huge moment in history, because the idea for 40 acres and a mule came from this meeting, came from this conference with black leaders, and the Reverend Garrison Fraser was their representative. We should also have a special guest of the Reverend's coming. Yep, and here she is. This is Charlotte Ray. Charlotte Ray is the first black woman and the third woman in general in the United States to become a lawyer. Women were generally barred from becoming lawyers at this time. A little bit about Charlotte Ray's story. She's originally from New York City. She was born there. Her father was Charles Bennett Ray. He was an abolitionist and a clergyman. He actually edited the first newspaper that was published by and for African Americans. It was titled The Colored American. So he enrolled Charlotte in the Institute for the Education of Colored Youth, which was one of the only schools that would teach young black women. And she eventually went to Howard University, famous HBCU, as a teacher trainee. The story goes that at this time, like, women were not really being admitted to that university's law school yet, so she applied under the pseudonym C.E. Ray to disguise her gender. And ultimately, they did find out that she was a woman and sort of reluctantly admitted her. And she excelled. She graduated in 1872 and set up a practice in Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, she had to close it, I think, in 1879 because, again, the system was very prejudiced against women in general, but particularly against black women. And so her practice didn't last very long, but she is definitely a role model in this little community, and very excited for maybe Alma to know who she is, and maybe, it'll inspire Alma to become a prominent woman in the future. Who knows? We'll see. But that is Charlotte Ray. Benjamin, why don't you come talk to the Reverend, because he was very close with May because of her spirituality. Ask him for advice, ask him about what you should do, ask him how he's been. You could get to know him a little bit. Oh, and then use the bathroom, Ben, because no, that's not what I wanted. Use the bathroom. You could call people to the meal. There is so much going on right now, and all of the siblings are so sad. Oh my gosh. Discuss his bored mood at his mother's memorial. William Jr. Rude. I would love for you to introduce yourself to Charlotte Ray. Because she is definitely someone that I want to be sort of in touch with in the future, you know? Delightful. Oh my god, Benjamin, thank you. That is very nice. Okay, yeah. Let's end this. And then... wasn't a very good party, but it was a party. Alright, let's get everyone's needs taken care of, please. I'm going to have Ben Jr. put himself to bed. Alright, well that was a little bit crazy. We are going to see everyone into bed, and then I think this is probably a good place to end it for now. All right, as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe for even more Black History Challenge videos coming your way. I will see you all in the next one. Thanks. Bye.